What if he modeled that after his own little home theater set up there? Pretty cool.
He's figured out a way to sit down on the job.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
Must be nice.
Quite comfy.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Folks heading out the door tomorrow, pushing the kids out the door. Coat, jacket.
About what we expect. I mean, it's the middle part of January, right? So, but not nearly as cold as, what we were dealing with at points this past week. We're kind of on the backside of this, kind of round of Arctic air that we just had. But we are going to be a lot colder again as we head into next week. Round two.
I still have ice outside of my garage.
I know.
A big block of ice.
I know.
Yes.
I'm sure some of those snowmen are still standing.
Snow not shining in grapevine these days.
No. In fact, the kids were kicking it today, and it still wouldn't knock over.
It takes a while for a big chunk of ice, especially it's not like we've gotten up to 70 or 80 degrees. In fact, every single morning's been below freezing the last 9 days, and every single one of those days has been below normal too, in terms of our afternoon highs. In fact, it's been since last Saturday, not like the Saturday a couple days ago, the Saturday before. The last time we had an above normal afternoon temp. I do have us getting back above normal later this week, but it's nothing crazy, at least in the short term. But then another round of cold air will arrive as we head into next week. 40 out there tonight. Right now, we'll be down around freezing, a little below freezing to start the day. Tomorrow, nothing unheard of, obviously. And then tomorrow afternoon, pretty close to normal. Highs will be in the low to mid 50s, maybe some upper 50s here or there. Once again, sunshine will be continuing tomorrow. It'll be another nice day tomorrow, just kind of what we expect for this point in the year. A little cloud cover across South Texas. That is it. Other temps across Texas right now. Freezing in Amarillo at the moment. We expand the view across the country. Look at the cold air that's invaded the northern plains. Bismarck, North Dakota is 13 below. Minneapolis is at 0. That Arctic air is just going to kind of stay confined to the Great Lakes areas along the northeast the rest of the week, but it's going to reload up in Canada and up in the Arctic and plunge down our way as we head into the weekend, arriving in North Texas during the day on Saturday, and that Arctic air will once again invade the entire eastern half of the U.S. late this upcoming weekend and into next week as well. So in the short term, it's around normal, a little above normal Thursday. Friday won't be too bad, although it's going to be probably a cloudy and breezy day, but nice to be back in the 60s, at least for one day. 65 for your high, 50 on Saturday, 38 my high on Sunday. And Saturday, depends on what time that front arrives, but probably one of those days where your high happens maybe first thing in the morning, and then we just have falling temps the remainder of the day. Tonight, it's light winds and cold. 31 will be your low with mainly clear skies. Tomorrow's a nice day once again. 54 for the high tomorrow afternoon. 65 as we talked about Friday. 50 only for the high on Saturday. 38 Sunday. 35 on Monday. And look at those morning lows. 24, 22, 23, 27. As another round of Arctic air moves into North Texas, and then we'll keep our eyes on maybe a little wintry mischief sometime Sunday and Monday. As of now, doesn't look like anything significant, but it's not impossible that maybe we get a few snowflakes falling from the sky on one of those days there. What does look to be for certain is the cold that's headed our way, but it's fairly short-lived with this go-around as we're back into the 50s again by the end of that next week.
You think Coach Prime can take the Cowboys back to the Super Bowl?
You talking to me?
Yes.
He'll do something.
I will say this. It would be interesting. It might be too interesting.
Oh, man.
Right? Especially, can you imagine that?
Who's already
Can they
has the
fit in a room, I guess is the big question.